We're working on a new project to get ready for Alaska.
I'm working on installing our new Russian Webasto heater.
We cheaped out on the heater. The real Webasto was very expensive, and a friend told us about this secret website where you could get one for half price. The only problem is it's all in Russian and doesn't come with all the same components as the legit one.
Why do we always cut corners?
Cause we're cheap. So right now Frankie's trying to figure out where to install it.
Underneath the van is all like the heat shroud for the exhaust system, and it's keeping all the heat from actually hitting the base of the van and whatnot. So I actually have to pull those all down if I want to do it in the front over here. So do I take the time and take all that out, or do I just try to install it in the back and then make my own little like ductwork system, because this one doesn't come with a duct.
I'm leaving this with you.
Alright guys, Alex is leaving us and it's up to us. Give me some like helpful words in the comments below. You know, pick me up, because I couldn't beat it.
Oh, quit it.
Oh, I'm just kidding. So either down here, but then we have to figure out a situation for this bad boy right here, or we could go back here in this area. See, there's these like little slots like here, and there's another one there, and a couple other spots that we'd be able to put the holes in and be able to run the exhaust out and the fuel line down and all that good stuff, but we have to make sure that we get it in the right spot. The only issue with the other side is that's where the exhaust pipe goes. So this bad boy gets real hot at times, but there are a couple spots, once again, like in here, in there, and then several pieces down the way.
Now Frankie is just testing the electrical to make sure that the thing even works before we start drilling holes and doing all the crazy stuff.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this fuse box over here, pop it off. Fuse box number 2. What these take is a 15 amp fuse. I have one just chilling down here, ready to go. 15 amp fuse. We're just gonna pop it on one of these. Pop it in on this one here. Positive side, which is the red side, and then negative side, which is the black side. And I'm just gonna press them to it. Kids, don't try this at home unless you know what you're doing.
Do you feel like you know what you're doing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Where am I gonna see the power come on?
Right here, this little guy right
controller.
Here. Yep. So, here we go. Anything?
No.
Oh, she's thinking. That means we got heater happening.
We got some juice, baby.
You wanna click that power button, see what happens?
You be boost.
Turn the dial. There you go. Oh, it's telling you all the stuff. So it's a 200 SD. Go back. That one, click the button in. This is the type it is. Okay, now it's what day? You know is that on the Russian style, the Webasto heater, the line that has this like tubing over the top of it that protects it is the actual tubing that is for the thermostat.
Ta-da!
So don't use the other one, which comes off of the other side.
Oh my god, it's on the floor.
Yeah. This one here is the incorrect one. What this goes to is a mystery. I think it's just extra
Frank needs to brush up on his Russian language skills, and then he'd be able to read the instructions.
No problem.
I also offered him Google Translate, because you could literally take pictures in Google Translate of the pages of the book and it'll translate it to English, and he was like,
I'm good.
So he's just gonna figure it out.
Learn as you go, right?
Well, at least we know that the power works for it, so that is a step in the right direction.
Yep.
Velcro sticky tabs. Frank's mom actually gave these to us, so we're gonna use one of those to mount the thermostat. Frank says you want the thermostat to be as high as possible so that it reads the warmest temperature because heat rises, but I want it to be where I want it to be so that there's no cord. The best part about that location is that it's right next to the bed, so if we wake up in the morning and it's really cold out, we can turn the heater on without having to get out of bed. Paco, what do you think about that? Okay, good.
In order to get to the fuel pump, I gotta take off 3 screws on this cover in order to get that out. But in order to get to that cover, I got to take off this plastic shroud that's on the side of the chair here. So the only issue with that is that we've installed this piece here, which is where the shoes go inside, and that's kind of blocking me from getting that piece off. Yeah, I got the plastic piece off. It wasn't as hard as I thought, but it wasn't easy either. But now I can at least get to this top, to the screw head there.
All that for that one screw.
Yep. And then this whole piece pops off, and look what we got here.
A very dirty fuel pump.
Very, very nice looking fuel pump.
Maybe go get the vacuum.
So this little piece here is what we're gonna pop off. You squeeze these two green pieces together, causes that clip to pop out, and then this piece pulls up, and as you can see, there's gasoline there. We'll keep that pushed in until that piece comes in. We should get it tomorrow. And then once we have that piece, we can hook the fuel line up directly to that. What I'm gonna do in the meantime is I'm going to pass the fuel line through the base of the van, all the way back to the area where I perceive that the piece is going to go.
What do you think about all of this?
This is great, Mom. I really love doing all this work with Dad. He's such a great mechanic. Out for a minute. It's kind of hard because like there's a lot going on down there. So right when you come out of this top part here where the tank is, you actually have the exhaust pipe coming all the way to the back. So you have to guide the fuel line above the heat shroud, so that way that's taking on the heat and not your line.
Because what happened last time?
It melted. Like if you start to overheat, that exhaust will get so hot that something 6-7 inches away, even up to like a foot away, will melt. So this black line right here is what's coming from the tank up there. As you can see, there it is. So this is your exhaust, this is your heat guard. So if you stay on top of this, it will reduce any type of heat that's gonna get to this line. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it into this little hole right here. I don't know if you can see it. You have these little holes like this. There's one right here, and I'm trying to go through that hole and then out the other side over here, and then staying underneath this heat plate, and then coming back out there, and then so on and so forth. You see there's another hole there, and there's one on the opposite side, and it keeps going all the way down. But when I get to a certain point, I'll like wrap around that little tank right there, and then we'll be at where the heater is gonna be. So I just drilled the hole through in the same exact spot that I was drilling the other one where the bit broke, and check this out. So I left the drill in there. That way we could see where it actually is going. Oh, there she is. Right there. That's her poking out. The great part is we have the perfect amount of room to put the heater down in there. The little pieces that are gonna lock it into place have room to come through as well. And yeah, we'll be able to reach our line there. It's in a great spot. Sorry about the guy blowing the no grass that's here right now. We're in a great spot now. I'm gonna drill our holes through, cut out the area so that way we could set the heater down in there really nicely. So I'll use a multi-tool to do that.
How's he doing this?
No problem.
What? How?
I'm a G.
This feels really awkward. Why? I found it.
Yeah, I'm taking it out.
Okay. All this for that one shot. Why?
I smacked my head on the door right there. I tried to get out.
I'll bet you did. Oh, that was so easy. I'm so agile and fit.
So for the Webasto heater, there are 7 main holes you're gonna have to drill if you're going through the base of your van, which we are. And with this heater, if you're buying the Russian one, they don't give you the metal template, so you have to put it directly to the metal of your van. We actually are going to be removing the actual floor in this area, so that way when we place the piece down, it's direct to that metal. That way we're not worried about like overheating any of the wood or insulation and possibly causing a fire. We get this thing set down, slapped to the ground of the base of the van, and that way it'll be good to go. 1, 2, 3. This one I gotta drill 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Then it's for
These pieces here. So you have, these are what are gonna keep it attached to the vehicle. So we're gonna have little pieces that go onto this. These are gonna stick out the base of the vehicle, and this fuel line is also gonna stick out the base. So the fuel line will come back to here, and then this will be our combustion air, which is your clean air, and it has a silencer that will be on it. And then this one is the one that gets super hot. We want to make sure that this one right here is not touching anything, because we don't want it to cause any type of melt or anything to any of our other lines, so we got to be really careful with that one. All right, let's take this piece out. This is like the caulking and all that crap.
The tricky thing about doing this now is that we have so many layers of stuff before the base of the truck. We have Havelock wool, we have furring strips, we have a sheet of plywood, we have a sheet of cork, and then we also have our vinyl floor. So it's like layer upon layer upon layer, and it just jams up the hole saw.
And like, you could keep drilling to get through all that stuff, but it's easier to actually take out the small pieces. It allows the ability for it to actually drill down and get through quicker, where when something is plugging it up like this, it will actually stop and it won't allow it to like force through as easy.
Too.
Yep. And this is the reason why I still have tools on the road, because you never know when you want to make some changes or add something. So it's always great having like a couple things on the road with you.
It's also really great that he pared down his set to just the essentials.
Alex is super happy about that. It is time to get to the cutting. I got my multi-tool here ready to go. I'm gonna cut out kind of where those lines are right there. Kind of where those lines are right there is where I'm gonna cut out. That way the whole entire heater, this whole base of the heater, will sit inside that little hole area right there. The unit should be high enough for me to be able to put a piece of ductwork on it. That way I could route the air where I want it to go. Here you go. Trying to get this line snapped in so it's in place and we don't have to worry about it again. I'm also making it to where the line comes out the other side. So that way, like you see where it's coming out now. So that way when I put it down and in, I'm not worried about this side clicking
Or rubbing the
here.
wall. Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit easier to get this heater in possibly. Okay. There we go.
Got the faceplate. Frank had to cut it a little bit bigger than you saw before. And now we're gonna try to slide it in. Next up, we've got the fuel pump. It's got a very long line that hooks up to that piece that we've got in there. And what's Frank doing?
Right now I'm securing the fuel line. That way it doesn't rub out on anything.
So Frank's got the fuel line under there. It's coming from the fuel pump that we showed you earlier, and it's got to get all the way back to the unit in the back. So we're strapping it up to the chassis of the van so that nothing touches it. It can't be heated up too high. It's gonna be out of the way, so we never have to worry about it.
I just drilled in all the pieces that I have holding the fuel line in. What I used was, in the last van, we had these pieces to hold the brake line. So I'm using that same one. Bringing it all the way across, see? Got another one here. So it's very secure. We don't have to worry about rattle or rub or anything like that. Then we got it going here. And then from there, that's where the heater is gonna be. So I have all this extra.
So we use the Google Translate app to take a picture of the page of the Russian guidebook to give us the actual words that it says, which is basically that the fuel pump can be mounted anywhere between 90 degrees and negative 45 degrees, and the fuel filter can be mounted anything between 90 and 0.
Yep. All right, so now I need the little screwdriver that's inside there.
The little screwdriver?
Yeah, the little, like...
The stubby?
Yeah, the stubby.
The stubby screw?
Yeah, please.
You want the stubber?
Yeah, thank you.
Stubby?
I need that stub.
How long is the stub?
It's about this big.
Oh, you too, huh? This one?
Thank you.
We've also painted the holes that we made, because anytime that you cut a hole, you need to paint it so that it doesn't rust.
So I got the fuel line all good to go. I now also have the electrical line all good to go, wire tied up for right now. And then all I gotta do is connect it all. So I have to add these guys onto the line that's underneath the van right now. And then I click this onto this. And then I click these ones onto the other side. And then this connects directly to this by just pulling this, pushing this down. Oh, sorry, wrong way. By pushing that down, that's connected, and then you have a strong connection. But I have to make sure that I splice the lines together.
What is that for?
This is for the fuel pump.
It's electrical?
Yeah, this is electrical.
This is the electrical.
Yeah,
for the
so
fuel
like
pump.
if you look in here, these pieces would connect. You see what I'm saying? So I can't put it in there because once I put it in there, that's it. So I have to first put the wire through, crimp it on, and get it all together.
Okay. Didn't we buy a fuel filter too?
Yeah, we bought a fuel filter, but I'm gonna put that in the front with the other piece that's coming. That way you know for sure that I can access it all the time here in the front. If we ever have any dirty stuff, we could just right there, bam, done. This right here is the silencer. So I'm actually just gonna we're gonna drop the heater back in place, and then I'm gonna figure out exactly where this could go. And then this goes into like one of those regular little holes that you would have on the base of the truck already. So that should fit perfectly into one of those spots.
And that just makes the pump quiet.
This makes the air pulling in quieter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way you're not hearing like a really big loud breath all the time.
Okay.
Snug, so it doesn't come off. And then this side is gonna go on top and to the actual heater. It's been a long day. I am still underneath the van. I have a couple more tasks to do. One is get this exhaust pipe that is kind of just hugged underneath here right now to the right spot. That way we don't have to worry about it exhausting underneath the van, as well as not burning up any type of lines that are there. I have these aluminum strap that I could cut and actually put up there to hold up that pipe, because that will actually take the heat and you won't have to worry about melting it. So I get it up there nice and tight, and it should hold everything perfectly in place. And then I have these two self-tapping screws that I'm gonna put there as well, and we should be good to go with that. Hey Alex, guess what?
What?
I just finished.
Finished what?
I just finished all the underneath for the heater.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. I have 2 more things to do. I'll show you guys that after I show you how it looks underneath.
I just realized I left Paco inside by himself.
Can they be the judge of everything underneath?
Yeah.
I think Paco will be okay. We have that line running underneath here. This is away from actually it's underneath that plate, so it should be okay there. Then it comes out right here, goes to the pump. There's the pump, and then that turns out. I got both of the lines going straight down, nice and neat next to each other. And then they split off a little bit here because of where I had the zip ties going. And then they kind of come back a little bit. And then I have everything kind of tied up right here. This is nice and tight, that ain't going anywhere, which keeps this line nice and tight, which means no rub outs. And then we have, this is the combustion air. As you can see, that's hooked up right there, which is kind of perfect. I might even throw a zip tie on that too, just to hold it up, because that's not hot air, hot pipe. This one right here is the exhaust pipe going out, and right out the side right there, and I put that angle, see that angle line right there? Boom. And everything's all good to go. Fuel line coming out. I think it came out pretty nice.
Day 2 of installing our knockoff Webasto heater. We had to order a couple specialty parts from Amazon that we'll link down below.
So we got 1.25 inch hose that connects to this little piece right here, which is a piece that we'll link in this description below. This is for the Promaster. It goes directly to the top of the fuel tank and allows you to pull fuel through and out and then to your heater of which you need it to go to. Now we're having no success of the fuel making it, so it's just gonna keep trying to prime itself, I think. I think it will do it probably like 7 times before it shuts itself off. So what happened was I put this little connector here. Good thing we have 3 of them, but I think this is where it broke. You guys can see right here got ripped open. When I tried putting this piece on top of the fuel pump, I accidentally broke this here. So you gotta be really careful. If there's any air in the way, you'll never pull any fuel through. So the pump wasn't pulling through because it was airbound right here. So we'll have to pop this off.
That's another Amazon buy?
Yep, pop this bad boy off if we can.
All right, you have 2 more attempts.
I reconnected one of these little guys. Is a barb. It's a 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch, so that way we could downsize to the proper line size. And now we're gonna hit on the heater again and see if it works. So maybe I don't have to suck. Well, as well, that fuel filter right there will fill up. So there is actually fuel starting to come through right here. You can see like a little bubble. Once that pump goes on and off several more times, it will actually start up and start heating. That's a good sign though. So that little pocket of air that we had previously because of the broken plastic was most likely the case.
Okay, it's 8 p.m. on the day before we're leaving for Alaska. Frank's about to drill a giant hole in the van.
Floor. Hopefully this works, because if it doesn't, we're gonna have to find some more flooring.
So the line is gonna snake into the heater.
What do you guys think? The nicest heater around? Everybody's gonna be like, what the fudge are you doing, dude? You wanna know what?
Ready to work.
As long as it stays there and works.
You want to double wrap it?
I want to triple wrap it. I'm gonna quadruple wrap this bitch. I'm turning on the heater. I want to see if the air comes out hot here. If the air comes out hot, we're good to go. We don't have to worry anymore. And we just chop the piece up that we need to put on the face of this. Wipe our hands and we're done.
Or the whole thing just blows off because the tape didn't do its job.
Yeah, but the good thing is that it's nice and tight down there, so I think the tape's gonna do its job. Looks like that the tape was enough to get the job done. Alex just got done taping the other side of the vent, so that way it stays in place.
It still smells weird.
Yeah, we're gonna vent it for now until the smell gets better, because I think there's a lot of burn off that has to happen with these heaters. We've used this heater now for at least 3 weeks.
And it's been working great. There's no more smell and it heats the space so efficiently.
So I would definitely recommend getting this heater.
Even if you don't speak Russian.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to use a private browser. We are very happy with the purchase that we made, and we are happy that we have a gasoline heater. That way we're hooked up directly to our tank and we never have to worry about if we have gas, we have heat.
If you want to see how we built the whole rest of the van, we have a playlist right here for you, so click on that.
And learn how you can turn a van into a beautiful home. Love you.